Good morning, students. Hope you are doing well. Dear students, the topic which we are going to take up for today is a play titled as Chocolates in Your Dreams Too, and it is composed by Dilip M. Salvi. Before moving further, let's have a look at the learning outcomes, means what you will be able to do after the completion of the topic. So after the completion of this chapter, you will be able to enlist or write various traits of the characters. Secondly, you will be able to relate yourselves with the main character of the play, Gopa. And thirdly, you will be able to compose or write a diary entry on behalf of Gopa and Mrs. Dev. Let's have an introduction of the play. The three-act play Chocolates in Your Dreams Too, written by Dilip M. Salvi, is very interesting and instructive. It is a direct attack on the dietary habits of the modern human beings. The modern man's life has become so mechanical that he has no time for routine, ordinary work. Moreover, modern man is very fond of junk foods which are health hazards. Children too are becoming addicted to junk food. They don't know that this habit is highly injurious to their health. It is a matter of deep concern that almost all sources of information like TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, etc., are flooded with such advertisements as they promote the consumption of fast food, ice cream, soft drinks, potato wafers, etc. Nobody is there to put a check on all these dangerous advertisements. There are three main characters in the play: Mrs. Dev, second is Gopa, who is Mrs. Dev's son, and the third one is an alien. Now, let's be very attentive as you are being given the summary of the play. This play is divided into three acts. The first scene began with Mrs. Dev and her son Gopa in the confectionery shop. There he was getting fussy to get a chocolate, but Mrs. Dev was not ready to do so because she thought chocolates and other such junk foods are not at all good for health. But anyhow, Gopa got success in getting a chocolate. Later on, his mother, while returning to home, told him that all she wanted was his internal health and physical fitness. So he should avoid such junk food. But it seemed that suggestion was of no use for Gopa. In the second act, the events began with Gopa watching his favorite fight show on TV, but his mother came and asked him to stop watching TV as he had been watching for a long time. Gopa again shouted that he had done his homework, but Mrs. Dev asked him to go outside to play some physical game, to which Gopa replied that there was nobody to play with outside, so his mother sent him to his friend's house, and his friend was Raja. But from there also he returned after playing video games only. This made Mrs. Dev even more frustrated because she wanted him to play some physical games over there and not to spend time on screen. She tried to make him understand that with these habits he would become lazy and weak, but it was all in vain yet for Gopa. The third act began with the arrival of an alien who had secretly entered into Gopa's pocket. This was very interesting for Gopa, and he told Gopa that they usually come to this earth to study human beings and their world. Gopa became even more interested in his talks. The alien asked if he had the courage to listen to what he was going to reveal about Gopa. Now Gopa became very anxious and curious and wanted to know everything. Then the alien told Gopa that his body was going to stop functioning after 5 years because he had been eating lot of junk food and didn't do any physical exercise. Gopa couldn't believe it first, but ultimately promised the alien that he would mend his ways by giving up all bad habits, and he would also tell all his friends at school to develop good habits so the world can become healthier and happier. Then suddenly Gopa woke up from his sleep In this way, Mrs. Dev realized that he was actually having a dream of an alien, and she thanked the alien for making his son aware about a healthy life. In this way, the play came to an end. Now let's discuss the main characters of the play. The first one is Mrs. Dev. Mrs. Dev is a middle-aged lady who remained worried about her son Gopa because he had certain bad habits of eating junk foods and not playing outside. So she didn't like such habits of Gopa. Besides that, Mrs. Dev was a strict disciplinarian, and it was proved when she didn't give in easily to the demand of Gopa for a chocolate. It was only after the shopkeeper's intervention that she decided to give the chocolate to Gopa. The second main character of the play is Gopa, who was very obstinate as he used to get whatever he wanted by creating a scene. He was very fond of eating junk food, which was not favored by his mother at all. Besides, he disliked physical activities because in his free time he remained glued to TV and video games. But he transformed himself into an aware and health conscious boy after meeting the alien who warned him against his bad habits. The third main character was an alien who was completely an imaginary character but played an important role in bringing the climax of the play. He could change his size as per his will. He was well-wisher of Gopa, that is why he made him aware about forming good habits for his good health and happy life. Besides, he believed in the universal brotherhood as he showed a great concern for the well-being of human beings on the earth. Finally, let's have a look at the theme of the play. The theme of the play deals with the harmful effects of junk foods that are becoming popular with the new generation. It also lays stress on the need of physical exercise because the children of new generation are becoming victims of sedentary habits. Means they are not in the habit of doing any physical exercise or moving out for playing. Rather, they remain mostly in the resting position. Very artistically, Dilip Salvi introduces a dream sequence which adds gravity to the situation, and this seemed to have really made the impact as the children can easily relate themselves with Gopa and the relevant situations. Thus, the play has definitely served its purpose. Thank you, students. That's all at my end for this topic, and I am sure that the learning outcomes set at the very beginning must have been realized by you, as now you are able to enlist or write various traits of the characters mentioned in the play. Secondly, you are able to relate yourselves with the main character of the play, that is Gopa. And finally, you are able to compose or write a diary entry not only on behalf of Gopa but other characters as well. Dear students, don't forget to go through the play thoroughly on your part as well. Thank you once again and have a nice day.